Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I am Sanyukta Saxena and today we are going to be drawing another tile based on the concept of blackouts. Yes, I'm going to start on a square tile and I'm using my Micron PN. Let's get started with today's session. So today I'm going to be starting with a tangle called changing. Yes, so what I'm going to do is start with a spiral. I'm using my pencil and creating a spiral just for the sake of reference like this, and then I'm going to be starting with the tangle changing and use this pencil spiral as a reference point. Yes, you can do without it also, entirely your choice. So let's start right away. This tangle is called changing. It looks like a chain. Well, there is also an extension of this tangle which is called changing and puzzle. Let's see if we want to extend this tangle. So it can be little tricky to draw this tangle in a spiral, so just go slow. Keep rotating your tile. Yes, so I'm now going to go around taking a cue from the pencil spiral that I've drawn. So this connecting line, the line that closes these two lines, is almost perpendicular. Yes, you can see that, and that's how it's simpler to draw the tangle. So when I draw this line, I am almost drawing it perpendicular, very slight curve. The spaces in between is very small. I'm talking about these spaces. Yes. So when you draw it in this fashion, it's somehow easy to maneuver it. Slowly continue drawing in the same fashion. Take your time. This tangle is called changing. Yes. Slowly. Well, you can give more curve to the lines. It's entirely your choice. If you give more curl, then the space in between will be reduced. Yes, your changing will take more of the space. Take your time. Slowly go ahead and complete the spiral. In exactly the same way. Yes. Almost finished. Drawing behind a little. Like this. Yeah, now we have these in between spaces, entirely up to us, entirely up to you what you want to add in between. Yes, you can go with simple tangles like printums. Avoid adding drama tangles, so use some texturing tangle, or you can use a fragment Yes, but before that, these small tiny spaces in between, they are quite small. You can comfortably ink it. Although we don't want much drama in the background, but without this small tiny inking, this tangle, basically this adds a lot of life to this tangle. Yes, so small tiny intersections, spaces in between, just go back and ink it. Like this. Yes, slowly go to each, take your time, and think of a tangle that you want to add in the in-between space. Yeah, so I've almost finished my inking. Well, that's quite a lot of inking. Yes, so now I'm going to start with the tangle called, I'm going to switch to my O1 black, and I'm going to place a tangle called betweed inside. Yes, so I'm going to start drawing lines like these, fine lines coming from both sides. Start with a tangle called betweed. So lines coming from both sides and a slight weight at the end of the line, not much, very little, like this. Yes, so slowly, since everything is going to be drawn in a spiral, so just go slow, take your time. You will have to shift the lines. Don't add too much weight. As I mentioned, we don't want too much of ink in the background. We've already added quite a bit because of the changing. So just a touch. Tangle betweed. Somewhat similar strokes. So it looks like a part of this tangle. So we have a nice texture on the tile. Well, if you don't want these two tangles to mix up and instead you want them to look discrete, then a good idea would be add an aura all around the changing and then add your betweed. That's also a choice. Yes. So go ahead, do the exercise, go all around. These are the only two tangles that we are going to be drawing. The third one will be our blackout tangle. Slowly go around. Take your time, don't haste up. Yes, I'm still drawing my betweed, continuing in the same fashion. Take your time, don't haste up. Drawing the base tangles is the main part of this series. The base style is the main thing. The blackout tangle is generally simple. Preparing the tile for the blackout tangle is the main activity of the series. Yes, Try different texturing tangles. Try tangles that do not have much of inking. Take your time. Keep rotating your tile. A slight inking, a slight weight at the end of the line. Yes. So I'm done with that exercise. I have completely filled up my tile with 2 tangles, that is betweed and changing. Yes. Now is the time to add the tangle which will add that drama thing to our tile. Yes, the blackout tangle. What I'm going to do is draw the tangle called frondus. Yes, so I'm just going to place it something like this, or probably against. So frondus is a tangle that has these nice rice shapes arranged in a zigzag step fashion. Yes, so let's add 1 or 2 of them. So I don't think you can see what I've drawn, so I'm going to straight away pick up my boulder nib, that is graphic 1, and ink these nice rice shapes. Like this. Yes, and now I'm going to ink it completely. Yes, as we have done in all our previous sessions. Simple tangle to draw frondus. You can also add an aura outside. We shall see if we want to do that, or we want to add 1 or 2 more of this same tangle. Yes, so that's one. If you want, you can add a few more, take it further up. Like this. Yes, adds great drama, and probably you can add 1 or 2 more. Yes, kind of coming out of the same. I'm going to add a few more of these rice shapes. Yes, and probably you can add some here, like this. That's it. I'm not going to add more. So today we have done little bit of inking, and you can see that it does interfere with my blackout tangle. Yes, at places it looks like the shape is not that of the rice shapes, that because of some part of inking at the background, in the background. That's why it's a good idea to just avoid any inking in the background. Just use texturing tangles. Yes, so I think that much is enough. I don't want to add too much. Let's first add a shadow underneath. Yes, so I'm going to, this is a darker gray, I'm just going to use a lighter gray and add some shadow under the petal shapes. A subtle gray shadow underneath. Just a little, adds a little character. To our blackout tangle. Yes, and now we can go ahead and shade our changing. Yes, so I'm going to add shadow here. So I'm not going to shade my betweed. I'm just going to shade inside the changing. And probably you can shade the overlaps of the changing also. Yes, so this is where I'm going to add the shadow. Make sure you don't add too much. Blend. Yes, the center space I would have added on the other side also, but the space is not that big. Yes, it will turn the entire thing gray, so I am not adding on the other side, instead restricting it to one side only. Slowly take your time, add the graphite, shade your changing. Just adding some touches at the edges. Yes. Take your time. Like this. Yes, a subtle shade on the spiral is all that I'm adding, not adding too much. Yes, adding some at the edges so that it is not absolutely white. Well, you can shade the overlaps of the changing also, but I don't want to add more graphite, so I'm just going to use some thatching. Yeah, something like this will act like shading, but I'm not adding any graphite. Yes, so this is what I am doing, and thatching. Yes, so this is going to enhance the look of your changing. At the same time, add the shading effect to the overlaps. Take your time. Go around. Yes. So I'm done with that exercise. I have added those fine lines inside my changing. Now the last thing that I can do is to add a little more weight to this line. I think we missed some shading here. Like this. Yes. So I'm just going to add, in fact, retrace this line after we have shaded. Always a good idea to revisit some of the lines after you are done with your shading. Adds a little more to the look of your tile. And that's about it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Again, revisiting the inner line of the changing. That's about it. Yes. So I'm not going to add anything else. That's our tile for today. So I shall see you again with some more sessions on the Blackout series. Do put in your chop. Sign and date your tile always. I shall see you again. Bye bye.